Good morning, Standard 5 students. Today we will do lesson 11, Force and Energy exercises. So let us see about the exercises of chapter Force and Energy. So we will start exercise A, tick the correct option. So let's see exercise A, tick the correct answer. Question number 1, we are able to stand on the ground because of. So the option A is correct in this answer question. Gravitational force. So gravitational force, you know, as the earth pulls every object towards itself so that we can stand over the earth. Otherwise we will float like we float in the space because there is no gravitational force. So due to the gravitational force of the earth, we can stand on the ground. Now question number 2, a simple machine consisting of a slanting slope that helps in the movement of heavy object is. So a slanting slope is an inclined plane. So option B, an inclined plane, is correct answer. It is a simple machine because it can help us to lift the heavy object easily. Now let us see about the next question, that is question number 3. A pair of tongs is an example of dash. A pair of tongs is an example of third class lever. So option C is correct, that is third class lever. In pair of tongs we see the load and fulcrum are on the either side, and from between we put the effort. So it is a third class lever. Now question number 4, all moving object possesses dash. So we know that mechanical energy are of two types. One is potential and other is kinetic. Potential energy is due to the position of an object and kinetic energy is due to motion of an object. So the option C, kinetic energy, is correct because all moving object possesses kinetic energy. Question number 5, which of these is not an endless and clean source of energy? So in this biomass energy, option A is correct because biomass energy is not endless and it is not clean also. So it is the correct option, biomass energy. Now let us see about the exercise B, that is fill in the blanks. Question number 1, when we push or lift something we apply muscular force. Now which force we apply? Muscular force, because our muscles help us to push or lift anything. Now question number 2, upward push of water on a floating object is called buoyant force. When we put any object in the water, it floats on the water due to the upward force of water acting on the object, and that force is also known as upthrust and it is known as buoyant force also. Now question number 3, a sloping surface connecting a lower level to a higher level is called an inclined plane. So a lower level to higher level, that is a slope, and that is known as inclined plane. Now next question number 4. Chemical energy is released when two chemicals react. So chemicals will be the answer here. Two chemicals when react, they produces chemical energy. Now question number 5. In the first class lever, the fulcrum is between the load and the effort. We have seen that according to the position of the load, fulcrum and effort, the lever is classified. So we see in the first class lever, fulcrum is in between the load and the effort. So between is the answer in this question number 5. Question number 6 is all moving object possesses kinetic energy. So we know that when objects move, it possesses kinetic energy. So answer will be kinetic. Now next question we will see. Match the following answer. So we have to match column A with column B. So in first question is stretched rubber band. It is an elastic force. When we stretch the rubber band, it increases in size. Again it comes back to its original shape or size when we release the force. So this type of force is known as elastic force. So it will match with A. Now question number 2, buoyant force. So buoyant force is also known as upthrust. So buoyant force is upthrust. Question number 3 is simple machines. So we know that all the simple machines apply mechanical force. When we use a simple machine, we use mechanical force of the machine. Question number 4, the pull of the earth. We know that every object is pulled by the earth towards itself. So that pull of the earth is known as gravitational force. So it is correct. Gravitational force. Question number 5 is a rolling ball stops. So whenever any body moves, a force tries to stop the motion of that object, that is known as frictional force. So when a rolling ball after moving to a distance, it stops because of the frictional force that opposes the motion of any moving object. Question number 6 is lever. So, lever, you know that there are three components in the lever, that is load, effort and fulcrum. So, it will match with load, effort and fulcrum. Now, next question let us see. Next question is question number D, that exercise D. Exercise D, write short answers in which we do first one number. One number is what is elastic force. So, answer is the elastic force occurs as a deformed object. Think a spring. If a spring tries to return to its original shape, this force arises when a body deforms. So, when we pull the spring on both the sides, the spring will increase in size. Again, when we will release the force, then what will happen? The spring will come back to its normal position. Same happens with the rubber band. When we stretch the rubber band, it increases in size, and when leave the rubber band, then it will decrease in decrease means it will come to its normal size. So, that is also due to the elastic force. You can see in the picture also elastic force, a rubber band is stretched due to the elastic force applied to it. So, it is an example of elastic force. Now, next question number 2. Question number 2 is what is buoyant force? So, the upward push of water on a floating object is called buoyant force or upthrust. Since you know that gravity is pulling every object towards itself, but the water is opposite of gravitational force. It pushes whenever any object falls on the water tries to push the object on the upward side. So, it is also known as upthrust. So, this push of water towards the upward side, that is known as buoyant force. The force acts on every object, even on us. When we enter a swimming pool, the upthrust acts on us and we can swim on the water. Now next, you can see the picture also here. The object is there in this water. Object is here water, and the upward force, the water pushes the object towards upside. The arrow is shown in the picture also. So, and weight of the object is going downside due to the gravitational force, and water pushes the object towards the upside so that the object floats on the water. And this upward force working on this object is known as upthrust or buoyant force. Now, question number 3. Give some examples of wheel and axle arrangement. So, some examples of wheel and axle arrangement are bicycle wheels, door knob, a screwdriver and a steering wheel of a car. So, all these are examples of a wheel and axle arrangement because there is a rod axle and on which a wheel is rotating. Both are helping to rotate each other. So, in the door handle also you can see this is also rotating. It is also wheel and axle arrangement. Bicycle wheels also you can see in the picture. That is also a wheel and axle arrangement. The steering wheel of a car you can see. The steering wheel of a car is also a type of wheel and axle arrangement. A screwdriver also you can see there is a rod axis, the axle and which it is rotating the screwdriver. It is also an example of wheel and axle arrangement. Now question number 4 is give 2 examples of third class levers. So, 2 examples of third class levers are fishing rod and stapler. So, we have seen that in fishing rod effort is in the between of the load and fulcrum, and in stapler also effort is between the load and fulcrum. You can see in the picture here a stapler. You can see in this picture the fulcrum is in this side, fulcrum. In the middle we press the stapler. So, effort is in the middle and we are putting the load, that is paper or whatever we have to staple, that we put here. So, load and effort is on the either side of fulcrum is on the either side of the stapler and effort is in the between the load and fulcrum. So, it is a third class lever. In fishing rod also we can see the effort is put from the middle. Here the effort is in the middle, load is here, load is the fish whatever we are lifting, and fulcrum is here, from here the road is moving. So, in this also effort is in the middle of the load and fulcrum. So, this is also a third class lever. You can see the picture. Now, next. Question number 5. Name different forms of energy. So, there are different forms of energy we can see. First is mechanical energy. You can see mechanical energy is energy possessed by a body due to both position and motion. If body is motion or position, then this type of energy is known as mechanical energy. Now it is of two types: potential energy when the body is in the rest. The energy of a body at rest is potential energy. Second type of mechanical energy is kinetic energy when the body is in the moving position. When the body is in the motion, then this type of energy is known as kinetic energy. Now next, solar energy, that energy we get from the sunlight, that is solar energy. We can this energy we take in the solar panel and we can use it in different ways. Third is heat energy, we get from the different types of fuels. Now next is chemical energy, when the two chemicals react it forms chemical energy. Wind energy we get from the wind. The windmills are run by the wind energy. We can fly the kite due to the wind energy. Water energy, we are getting the water from the water energy from the moving water. It is also known as hydropower. Sound energy, we are getting from the musical instruments, radio, television. We get the sound energy. Light energy, we are getting from the sun and from different types of bulbs and from the candles and many other objects that gives us light. Electrical energy we get from the charged particles of electricity, and we can glow the bulb with the help of electricity, and many different appliances also run with the help of electrical energy. Biomass energy, we are getting biomass energy from the natural sources. You can see the picture also. After that, geothermal energy we are getting from the hot water we are putting inside, and due to the heat of the earth we use this energy for producing electricity. So now it is over. We will meet in the next class. See you soon. Thank you, students. Thank you all of